Three Manitos. New one.
New one.
Oh, and we're only a week out from the next one. Aw. So right
What's
off the bat, you got the cover art. It's
hold on?
Chopper confusing Zeus for cotton candy and nearly eating him, and he's just taking a big old
Oh,
chop out of him.
that's
Oh, look,
cute.
look, Prometheus in the background. Happy to see Zeus for some reason.
Also, Rainbow Totland. Just saying. Very weird.
It's cute though. I'm liking Zeus's concerned expression. Chopper's just being downright totes adorbs.
It's a fucking coffee cup from someone.
Okay, okay. Are we ready? Come on. I'm ready.
All right, let's heckin' do it.
I
I'm
can't
gonna
read.
drink my
So,
coffee.
oh my yeah. No.
All right, all right. Shush. One Piece, chapter 1082. Let's go and take it. All right, so I'm just going to the first page. Oh shit. Okay. Well, that's big.
Yeah.
Um.
For some reason, he was one of my favorites.
Okay. So right off the bat, we get a version of the world news, and front page is Navy HQ Vice Admiral T-Bone dies. The passing of Vice Admiral T-Bone, a figure beloved to many in the Navy and the public, sent shockwaves around the world, but the Navy did not reveal his cause of death. At Navy
Malarkey.
HQ. Alright, so Sengoku and Suru are talking. Have we found the killer? No leads. All we know is that their family must be living a happy, comfortable life now. We're living in the end of days, so Suru. Stabbed in the back by the citizens we're sworn to defend. It's sickening. So, okay, we'll get back to that. Once there are bounties out on Navy officers, the pirates aren't the only ones who want to collect the money. It happened in the Pepe Kingdom?
Yeah.
The Pepe
Okay.
Kingdom?
Pepe
Okay.
Kingdom.
Where over 1,000 people die of hunger every year. Poverty and money will change a person. Not that I excuse whoever killed him. This was his goal, then we're sorely over. We let me start over. If this was his goal, then we've sorely overlooked the genius gesture. Buggy D
I,
clown, let's go.
I love it.
How can we risk our lives to help the people if we're living in fear of being killed by them? We need to strike down Cross Guild. The sooner the better. Fuck, everything is happening now. I'm so excited.
I can't
Um,
believe Cross Guild is actually anything.
uh, how could it not be? You got three former warlords, you know.
It didn't look okay. It started off as buggy and it just exploded from there. I love it. I'm not upset by it. I'm just surprised it's this relevant this quick.
Uh, all
Freaking
right, so
killed T-Bone. Holy heck. Okay,
they'll
okay, come
sap.
on.
All right, they'll sap the morale of the troops and weaken the navy. Ah, Hina, have you seen Garp? There's a new flavor of crackers out. I love how that's his second comment.
Hmm,
I don't know if that's because he knows Hina likes crackers or if Garp likes crackers. I think it's because of Garp. But anyway,
it's got to be
uh,
Garp.
and this is Hina talking. A few days ago, he said, I'm heading off to save Kobe. I think he went with Sword. And Kujaku, too, most likely. And they're both like, what? So full of it?
That's our Garp.
Oh, man. I love how
Oh,
she threw in Kujaku, too, because that's Suri's granddaughter. Anyway. Oh,
turn
sweet.
the page.
Empty Bluffs, New World. So you've crossed the sea to meet us. Yes, sir. Well done. The overlords of the underworld are highly pleased with you. A new kingpin of evil appears. I hear the money got sent to my family, which I'm very glad for. Thank you, sir. This is Buggy talking. Of course, you eliminated a vice admiral from Navy headquarters. You're a champion of evil. Yeah. From what I hear, the incident sent the Navy into a panic. If they ever find you, they'll surely strike your head from your shoulders. I
Aye. What a good
even if I
noise.
that was a good noise. Was that Buggy that made that noise?
I think so.
I'll just say it was. Even if I never get to see my family again, it's still better than letting them starve. And you see him with his family, they're starving, like he said.
Oh.
And then back to Buggy. Have no fear, you're welcomed into the fold. Now you're a pirate with me. And he's like a pirate. He's clearly not what he signed up for, but
Yep.
you're the goons. Don't you get it, man? Buggy the Genius Jester is one of the four emperors. Your average pirate never gets within a mile of an audience with him. Behold, that's Buggy himself in the flesh. Yar, Buggy in the flesh. Buggy
Buggy
flesh.
flesh,
Buggy
buggy
flesh.
flesh,
Buggy
buggy
flesh.
flesh.
And we are interrupted with begging your pardon, Chairman Baggy Flesh.
Baggy
He's like,
flesh.
do I look flabby to you?
I love his
It's,
crew.
it's finally finished. The Cross Guild flagship is ready. Oh, I'm excited for this.
Yep.
Uh, Let me build the ship for us. I've got good shipwrights working for me. That's Buggy saying that, isn't it? I,
Oh my god.
that's awesome. Gotta have Chairman Buggy as the figurehead. It looks great.
Yep.
He's
Yep.
screaming. Uh, and Crocodile and Mihawk are in the back, just like, you want us to ride on this clown ship? And they're like, meeting room now. He's crying.
I like how they couldn't have chosen the two less fun-loving warlords. Like they chose the two most serious guys and they paired them with Buggy.
Oh, it's so funny.
This might be my favorite plotline. I didn't even think we'd be getting cross guild today. Okay, go
They're
on,
all
go
just
on.
like, they're just hyping it up. It's the best ship ever. You did an amazing job. Meanwhile, in the meeting room, okay. Public opinion on the Cross Guild has been very
Wait, no,
positive.
you
This,
gotta.
this,
People can't see what you're
okay,
reading.
okay.
Mihawk and Crocodile have once again decapitated Buggy. They've hung his head from the wall and they're having a meeting now.
So this is Crocodile talking. Public opinion on the Cross Guild has been very positive. The Navy should be waking up to the threat we pose by now. Meanwhile, Buggy's just in the background saying, "Please, just kill me."
Buggy.
So back to Crocodile. Utopia we seek to build is a military nation strong enough to resist any power, and for that, Mihawk says we need overwhelming strength. So Mihawk's in on Project Utopia. Project Utopia's back on the menu.
Ooh,
Um, maybe not after what was it, Neptune? That was no Uranus, right?
maybe unconfirmed.
I just reread Alabasta and I don't remember what he said. Um,
Oh wait, wait. I thought you were talking. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about then.
he was in Alabasta looking for an ancient weapon. I forget which
Pluton.
one it was.
He was
What?
in Alabasta looking for Pluton.
Oh, it was Pluton, right? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But the ultimate end goal was to have that and then ultimately build up a military nation, which is more or less the same. What he's talking about here. Um, but while they're talking about all this serious stuff, Buggy's just hanging out in the back. And he's like, "This is all wrong. Wasn't the life I wanted for myself." uh, I think this is Crocodile. In order to buy that, we'll need massive. And Buggy's like, "Wealth and power, right? Well, if you permit me to speak freely," you're just like, "Oh God, what's he gonna say?" Kill me and be done with it if you like, but I gotta get this off my chest. You really call yourselves pirates, chasing after these small-time goals?
Oh my
Mihawk,
god.
Mihawk's like, what's this? A last-ditch attempt at arguing back? Stop wasting your time with these lateral moves, boys. Okay, what's he about to throw out there?
Oh,
You've
I read ahead.
heard what they're saying, haven't you? Red Hair is making his move. Both he and I rode on the Pirate King's ship, but neither of us were able to go to Laugh Tale with the others. They're both kind of taken aback by that. Think back. When you were young, what did you want to be? So we're getting some flashbacks here. I could see that Shanks had so much promise ahead of him that I gave up on my dreams. The day of Will Rogers' death 24 years ago. This is Buggy talking to Shanks. Don't you remember what you said, Shanks? That you'd take your own ship to Laptail one day? Shanks is just, yeah, and I've changed my mind. For now, I don't feel like trying to get there. Buggy's like, what? But I'll still be a pirate. This is Buggy thinking. You're not who I thought you were, Shanks. Aren't you gonna be the king of the next generation? And Shanks holding out his hand, come with me, Buggy. And Buggy's immediately like, I'm not gonna work under you, idiot. You coward. Shanks just like, what the fuck did I do?
Oh, I love that recontextualizes it. Because he's
Hmm.
not actually calling him an idiot and a coward. He's like, you gave up on your dreams. That's the real reason he wouldn't join you this whole time.
Yeah,
Oh, Buggy, you have so much heart behind you.
baggy flesh.
My baggy flesh.
All right. So, but back to Buggy. I thought Captain Rogers' wish was for you to follow in his footsteps. Don't tell me you've forgotten that you lost my treasure map. Well, I haven't forgiven you. So until the next time we meet, we are enemies.
Oh,
We're back to the present day here. But Shanks is actually on the move. Why? After all these years? Well, whether by fate or accident, I'm on the same level as him now. So, if he's gonna do it, then I want to be king of the pirates.
oh,
I
Buggy.
fucking love Buggy. God
I'm
damn,
all
dude.
for Pirate King Buggy. Like, he's already failed upward this far. I don't see us not getting Pirate King Buggy.
Yeah, God, he's such a good character. All right, so they're all just kind of looking at him. He's like, "Power, wealth, we'll have it all. Let's go and take it. The greatest treasure the world has ever known."
Is Buggy
Yeah,
actually about to lead them?
be, I doubt it, but we'll see. I
Come
just
on.
turned the page.
I know.
They picked up Buggy's head and threw him across the room. He's like, "Yeah." Um, Crocodile's like, they can say that titles can create a false sense of superiority. I've never seen anyone this full of himself. And Mihawk's like, do you actually believe you can talk us into this? No plan, no preparation. Pirating is a business. Mihawk's like, red hair, black beard, straw hat. You want us to fight all of them at once? And Buggy's just on the ground. He's like, no, you just have to beat them to the punch. That's the only rule with treasure. Finders keepers. You're like, don't even start. He's like, remember the passion that these words inspire. All pirates went out to sea in search of this. And the transponder snail's clicking. He must have accidentally pressed it. Oh no, he did. This is intentional.
Yeah, I was gonna
Um,
say this seems intentional.
it says, "Isn't that right, folks?" To all the people on what Empty Bluffs, and they're stepped on. They're like, "Stop, stop it, Buggy." He's like, "Tell me, what was the dream that took you out to sea?" And the pirates are like, "God, Chairman Buggy's kindling the light of our lost innocence."
I love his crew so much.
Oh my god. Back to Buggy. Are your souls crying out for meaning, begging for a purpose when your lives could be cut short at any moment? Don't be cowards, soft and satisfied with the status quo. Reach out for what you want. Most of all, remember, I've got your backs. Let's go and take it. The One Piece is ours.
Oh my
And
god, he just drug them into it.
they're all just cheering. Crocodile's furious because he knows that what's about to happen. They're both, he and Mihawk are like, is this a joke? So
Dude,
now
he's
they're
not
getting
just
roped in.
furious. Like, look at Crocodile. There's little shake marks around him. He does not want. He's not just mad. He's scared of doing this.
No, he's shaken with anger, is what's happening. Neither of them want to go after the One Piece.
This is
All right,
beautiful.
I'm turning the page.
Oh
We're
my
on.
goodness, more
Okay, all right.
things.
Well, what's that ship? An enemy? What? Who? And we're on Kamabaka Queendom on the Grand Line. We got some new characters here. I don't recognize any of them.
Nope.
And we got a cow giraffe thing. He's got horns and he's got a big tongue.
It's
We got a
Moria.
lady with um, a metal arm. And we got someone that looks like an egg, but is probably not an egg. And then we got
That's
another
that's
guy.
Humpty Dumpty.
We'll read their names in a second, but I'm just we're on the page that I'm at. This is where I'm at. But the lady with the metal arm is like, we Kashunk. I don't know. Is she saying that? It looks
Now
like she's saying that.
it says she's saying it. Is she making her own sound effects?
That's kind of perfect, honestly. I just looked at the next page. All right. So, want to make a bet? I'll wager it's an enemy ship. How much? Jura, I'll put 1,000,000 on Sabo's return. That sounds like a French accent to me. All right. Revolutionary Army, Vice Captain, Western Forces, Luciano. This is morally subordinate. I'm assuming that's the cow, yeah.
He's the cow. Yeah.
Um, Revolutionary Army, Vice Captain, Eastern Forces, Akiru, who is Bello Betty's subordinate, which that adds up now that I see that. Um, Revolutionary Army Vice Captain, Southern Forces, Gambo, and he's Lindbergh's subordinate. And then the guy on the far left is the Vice Captain of the Northern Forces, Jiran, who is Karasu's subordinate. And they're all screaming, Sabo's returned. Dragon, Evo, wonderful. So he's all right. and Gambo is saying you
Oh,
cheated,
that's right. They
humiliated me.
assumed he was dead.
Yeah, and then everything happened at what was that, Lulusia Kingdom or
Lelucia,
whatever.
yeah.
Uh, but Gambo's like, you cheated, I'm not paying. And then Jiran's like, oh yes you are. Wait, you saw it through a looking glass. Don't have one. Are you eating it?
I was gonna say, wait, he's eating it.
Everyone's like, welcome back, Sabo. And here's Ahiru. Shui Kachuk. I nearly shot you, Sabo. He's like, glad you did. Were you worried for me, Ahiru? She says, maybe. And then Cowboy Luciano is like, Sabo, you're all right. Hooray. And got a full half page of Sabo. This is perfect. See, this isn't Anaru, but this is close, all right? And I'll explain once I finish this panel. But we have Sabo standing here saying, this ship is from Lucia. And everyone's like, the kingdom that just vanished? He says, I'll explain later. For now, these people need rest. And everyone's like, Sabo. So,
Sabu.
real
Okay,
quick.
now explain how that's like Eneru at all.
Um, well, I was saying before the chapter started, since I'm rereading Skype at the moment, it would be cool, great, perfect if Henry showed up this chapter. Instead, we see the Milk Lady from Ace's cover story. That is also happening at the same time. So, there you go.
Okay. What a relief.
It's just coincidence, you know what I mean? All right, here's Koala. What is wrong with you, Sabo? We didn't hear a word from you after your signal went dead. Sabo's just dodging all. He doesn't even need to dodge, does he? He's like, sorry, Koala. I couldn't get a jamming transponder snail. They would have been able to access. Oh, sorry. They would have been able to intercept my call. Remember how I sent the indirect call signal? 3 noises. I wasn't actually in Lelucia. She's just like, but I was so worried. He's like, I'm sorry, okay? And here's Morley. Sabo, why are all you boys like this? He's like, whoa, Morley, you had me worried sick.
Now
Excuse me.
here's Bello Betty.
Here's Betty. Glad you're here. I remember you. The Sat Sacks from Lucia. Yeah, because they were,
Yeah, they went there.
yep, they were there. That's the thing. A real shame what happened to your homeland. But I hear you want to enlist in our army. And I'm just like, yes, ma'am. Then first, you need rest, so you can clear your heads. All right, now we're on Dragon, Eva, and Sabo.
The big
We're
three.
sitting around a table. Looks like the big three
I
of
like that
the
they have a
party.
flag even though they're not pirates.
Yeah, it's not really a skull and crossbones, it's like a dragon, which is fitting. All
I
right,
don't know. Okay.
all right, right. I heard about what happened with Kuma. I'm sorry, we wasted all of your hard work. No, I know this is hard for. Let me try again. No, I know this is harder for you too. Dragon's like, perhaps he was programmed with some directive to return to Mary Jo at any moment. And Evo says, can't we tell the captains about all of this, Sabo? And Sabo's like, I'm afraid not. Listening in could put their lives in danger. They're like, what? And Sabo says, this reverie was truly a wild affair. Please, this is the end of the chapter. It's like, God damn it. Okay.
I know.
And we get a full half page of Sabo saying, I'll tell you everything that actually happened in Sacred Mary Joa.
Come on.
To be continued.
You know we're not coming back to it next week. You know they're just dangling this.
You say that, but like we stuck with Garb for 2 chapters in a row, so I don't know,
We
man.
did.
So yeah,
Oh, that could be fun next week.
new chapter in 7 days. One Piece chapter 1082, and fucking hell. Okay,
I I didn't even throw Revolutionary Army Cross Guild chapter into the potential mix for this week.
nope. I thought we go back to Full Lead, or we actually get back to Egghead. You know the arc this is all named after. Oh,
Right? Yeah, we haven't been to
God
Egghead in how long now? Like including off
it's
weeks, like 5 or 6 weeks.
it's been like 3 chapters for sure. Which with all the breaks we've had, it's been like a month or so. It's wild.
It's just as much as it's annoying we're not there. I'm also loving that this new arc structure. That's just the arc the Straw Hats are on. We could be anywhere in the fucking world.
Oh yeah, no. What
Oh
my
my!
favorite part about One Piece has always been Scottville. I'm ignoring that. Um, my favorite part about One Piece is always like I love the strats, I love the adventures they go on and stuff. But I also it's always the end of arc stuff where like they're
Hmm.
wrapping shit up and we get flashes of what's happening in the world, and it's like I always found that stuff like 10 times more exciting just because it's like
Right, like it's
we
the
have
big
a huge
emotional
world.
payoff. You can feel the actual story moving along, not just the arc.
Mhm.
And
And
now
it's
that
like
is the arc.
yeah, it's weird because like we got a taste of it in Wano with like interludes between the acts and stuff, but like this is
Hmm.
on a whole different level.
No, God, storytelling wise, like actual plot wise, I'm loving the new world. But I think I'll always love pre-time skip more than anything. It's got such a light-hearted feel to it before the world like exploded and then the Straw Hats got big.
Hmm.
But this is freaking amazing. All the pieces just finally coming together. Um,
Yeah.
I will say, even after all this chapter, Revolutionary is still my least favorite faction. I don't care about the captains at all. Sabo, I'm lukewarm towards, but that's a step up from where I was.
Yeah.
I love Eva, love Dragon. Definitely want to know more about Kuma, but all in all, they're the ones I care least about. Give me more Buggy. I want Cross Guild.
Yeah. No, gosh. I was just kind of taken so off guard. We went to like the two factions I just wasn't expecting to see today.
Honestly, I forgot Cross Guild even existed. Not because they haven't done anything, but just because there's so much else going on. I forgot these guys are relevant at all. And now
Yeah.
Buggy's declared himself in the running for Pirate King. God, let's
And
not
what
forget. I'm just flipping through the chapter. Let's not forget. Fucking T Bone is dead.
okay, well he was a minor character at best, so like I'm not
Okay,
super
no,
upset
no,
about it.
minor character at best, but still existed in the world. I liked him for some reason on the Sea Train, and then they bring him back, and then he does nothing and just dies. I was really hoping when they brought him back, he might serve some relevance of some sort.
No. I don't think any Vice Admirals really served any purpose aside from Momoga, maybe. And even then, I don't think he'll be that big going forward.
Nah. Um, I really
I,
like T Bone, especially since he was a captain and worked his way up to admiral. He had such a weird design and such a funny gimmick. I really liked him.
yeah, it's to me, it's kind of on the same level as when we found out that Absalom was dead. Like, I, I know a lot of people don't like Absalom. I get that. I also don't really like him, but it was one of those things where it's like, oh, this guy's actually dead, so like, there's zero chance they come back. Uh, So I do kind of get that. It's wild seeing people that like named characters get killed off screen because it's like we're so used to much bigger characters being seemingly killed and then coming back like three
Hmm.
chapters later. So it's
Now
wild.
I'm
This
wondering if we're ever going to get the flashback of when he dies. I'd say likely
no
not,
no
but
I doubt it.
I could just imagine this guy trying to kill him, the one who's on Buggy's crew now, and
Yeah,
T-Bone being like, "Why? What are you doing?" And he explains his family's starving, and he lets himself get murdered because he's just that selfless.
no, I don't think he
I
would have
could
done
see it.
that. But
I could see it. You don't
local
know
T-Bone
T-Bone like I
expert,
know T-Bone.
really I don't.
Tight. Oh my goodness. Let's not forget now Goku and Otsuru know that Garp's on full lead. God, I need to
But
get
what
back to Egghead because Blackbeard's still on his way. Kizaru's still on his way.
with a Gorosei with him, much less like
Oh my god, I forgot the Gorosei. Ugh.
so much happening. How does he do this? How does Oda do this?
Seriously, it's like if they turned Lord of the Rings into a comic book. There's just so much going on at any given time. This is the greatest thing I've ever read. I can't get over the fact that I picked it up on a whim one day.
So yeah, that
This
chapter's all right.
shut up.
It's a good chapter.
We get Buggy's flagship. We get Buggy manipulating Mihawk and Crocodile into going for the One Piece.
Okay, He didn't manipulate them more as I'm forcing you into this whether you like it or not.
That's a manipulation.
But they're not going along willingly. They're just kind of roped in.
Yeah, no, they're roped in, so he manipulated them.
Not what manipulating is.
Oh, God, now I'm gonna be pissed if we don't come back to this plot line next week because I need to know what happened at Marie-Joie.
We pushed it off long enough. If we're seeing all these other like side events happening in the world, I feel like the chances are that we see Sabo explain all of this is pretty good. Um, I could see like if this were like 300, 400 chapters ago, I could see Oda being like, "Ah, you thought I was going to talk about that? Psych! Let's blue ball you again." But we're
See,
in the final saga. I think we're getting it.
I'm still skeptical. I feel like he'll still just be like, haha, blue balls. Maybe not
Yeah.
for another 400 chapters, but maybe for another 10, 20, 30. I could definitely
No.
see him like going away for a minute here, having to come back faster because, like you said, it's the final saga.
Mhm.
But I could see us not getting it next week. I can't wait till next week. I'm just not gonna sleep or work or shower. I'm just gonna sit right here and wait for that then.
Okay, if you say so. Um,
There was one thing I wanted to talk about. What was it? I completely forget. It struck my mind at some point. I was like, oh, I'll remember that at the end. Okay, so what do we think of the new vice captains of the revolutionaries? You got a weird
I
cowman, you got mechanical girl, you got Humpty Dumpty, and you got bad timeline Yonji eating his telescope. I didn't love him as much until I realized he's eating his telescope.
I think the only person whose design I don't like is Gambo. But
Really?
yeah, I like everyone else there.
I think Ushiano's a little too goofy for my taste. He definitely gives off a lot of Moria vibes. Uh,
Right.
I don't mind Gambo. I think he would have been better on Whole Cake, but I could, I'm fine with
Yeah,
his existence.
because all I can think of is the egg guy from a whole cake. I forget his name now.
Oh,
What was it?
the guy who like ticks his head.
Yeah, the guy with an egg. He showed up at Fishman Island.
The guy with an egg showed up at
Yeah, his
Fishman
devil fruit is
Island.
literally an egg, and he hatches into a chicken.
Oh, Baron Tamago.
That's it. That's it. Yep, yep, yep.
I will give it up for what's her name, Ahiru. She's my favorite only because
Mhm.
she makes her own sound effects. Like, if she was just Cyborg Girl and it made sound effects, I don't think I'd like it as much as her making her own sound effects.
Right. No, I really appreciated that, and the fact that she's like, I almost shot you down when all she had was her arm extended. It's like I'm intrigued. That could
See,
be really cool
I
going forward.
believe there's a cannon or a gun or something in the arm,
Yeah.
but it's
Hmm.
this I it doesn't need to be. It could have been all in her imagination. I'm fine if she's just pretending her arm is a cannon.
I'm just wondering,
I
like,
think that's just absolutely hilarious.
I'm just wondering how Jiron here is eating that spyglass.
He really is just crunching into it. That's got to be does he have like the upgraded version of the Munch Munch fruit, the Crunch Crunch fruit?
Maybe.
I'm perfectly fine with him just like seeing it Sabo, placing a bet of 1 million, and eating the spyglass to make sure to cover up the evidence. It is just, I don't have one. You, you can hear the crunching underneath his breath. Uh, this was a good chapter.
This was, I don't know.
I need
Ah, man.
Eva to do something though. Eva hasn't done anything in far too long now.
All they've done is sit around a table, be like, and just react to things. They haven't really done much.
Which is fair, because, the revolutionaries are definitely holding off until the end when it's time to revolt.
Yeah.
But it definitely leaves something to be desired. Actually, I'm very fine with Dragon sitting around the table. See, I know so little about him. I'm fine with
Yeah.
seeing so little of him and just watching him learn. Eva, I want to watch her. break out of Impel Down again. Like, she was such a good character. I remember the first time she came on screen, I was watching the anime at that point.
Hmm.
I remember New Kamabaka Kingdom, and I was like, what the hell is this? I was uncomfortable. I thought the designs were ugly. I did not want to be in Impel Down anymore.
Yeah.
Flashback, it's my favorite arc, and they're all amazing. Like, it's beautiful, it's great. Bon Clay, favorite character, hands down. Um, yeah, no, it's just they went from making me really uncomfortable to being some of my favorite characters on the whole freaking show.
For real. That's yeah. Every time I go back and I get to that part, it's just so much fun.
It really is.
But yeah, I don't know. I there's so much going on. I don't know. I think my favorite part had to be the cross guild stuff.
Definitely. Like, all
Getting
of the
a
revolutionary stuff is hype, but Cross Guild is where the meat and potatoes is.
right, and it's more so from the fact that we're seeing more of Buggy's motivations, despite Crocodile and Mihawk being just like trying to strong arm their way into controlling Cross Guild. And I I don't know. This is a good chapter for Buggy.
I just
It's a
I
really good chapter for Buggy.
The flashback with Buggy might have been my favorite part,
Hmm.
just because it doesn't reinvent Buggy,
No,
but this entire time you think he's got kind of a goofy grudge against Shanks, and he's just kind of a goofy idiot. But you realize like his heart kind of broke when he realized Shanks wasn't gonna be the king of the pirates he thought he would always be. So if Shanks couldn't do it, it broke Buggy, and he couldn't do it either. Like,
right.
I just love that it adds this layer to a character, recontextualizes a scene we've known since. When did we get this flashback originally? Like, Saba
Like
Odi? No. Definitely a while
what?
ago.
Which part?
The one where Shanks is like, Buggy, come on, join my crew.
Uh, because the only flashback I can think of is when Shanks made Buggy eat his devil fruit, and that was like
Uh,
single
that
digits, really
that
double
was
digits.
way, way ago. They had another one briefly where it's like Logtown after the execution, and Shanks is like, I'm gonna form my own crew, you should join. And Buggy's
Mm.
like, I'll never serve under you, and you think it's just Buggy being a butthole. But now
Yeah,
we know it's Buggy, like, seeing his rival's spirit broken and being, I can't be with you, you've given up. Like, this whole
right.
time I
And
thought Buggy's the one who gave up, but Buggy's the one who was going at it.
it just makes you wonder. I'm thinking back to the Odin flashback. Like, what did they tell Shanks that he started crying? That one part, like after they
Oh
came
my
back on Laugh
goodness, yeah,
Tale.
that's definitely got to connect to this.
I 100%. I think that's got to be why he's going. He did that. But I appreciate that. Like, despite how different Luffy and Buggy are, like Buggy's still all about like following your dreams and stuff, more or less, right?
Right.
I think he certainly has his own schemes and plans, but like I think where this comes from is like somewhere deep personal for him. So I think he's a lot like Luffy in the sense that like he wants to be king of the pirates. He wants others to follow their dreams. That's kind of how that's the angle he comes at with to Crocodile Mihawk with, and I don't know. It's a nice little connection between the larger
So,
themes of the series and then like the central character for Buggy.
couple of thoughts going off of that. One, really, I might go back and read the chapter now, just after Wano, or like at the end of Wano, where Shank says, "Okay, it's time. Let's go for the One Piece." Because like now we know at
Mhm.
one point he gave up, and I'm not going there. At least for now.
Yeah.
Like, so I want to read that and be like, "Oh, this is the moment Shanks decided he's not broken anymore. This is the moment he decided to go for it."
Yeah.
For two, as far as what he was told on Roger's ship that made him cry, I've heard a theory that Shanks is Rox's son.
Mm.
Don't know how I feel about that. And he's the baby they found on the ship because, like, the event was 39 years ago and Shanks is 38 or something like that.
Mm.
And, like, it all lines up factually. I could see it happening, but I don't know how I feel about Shanks just being Rox's son and that being enough to break his spirit.
No, I guess that to me reads like, we have three different facts and we're able to connect them and they might
Yeah.
not be.
No,
So that's a
I'm
stretch.
perfectly fine if that's not true. But then that opens the door to the question: what the hell did he say that made him cry?
Right.
It's
No, I
not
think
like
it has to
Roger's
do.
impending doom was a secret.
No, I think it has to do with the nature of what the One Piece is, or at least what's on Laugh Tale. Just because, we've heard multiple people say, like, we got there too soon, like, it wasn't our time or whatever. So,
What if he
I don't know.
told Shanks, like, you don't get to be the king of the pirates? This isn't your story.
Hmm.
What if he told him, you can just give up? We're waiting for Luffy.
Well, I think there's something going around where Shanks ultimately knows what's going down at the One Piece. I think he does know what it is. Um, and that's why he's only going after it now because the time to go after it is now because Luffy's almost there. Um, and that probably ties into why he had the Gum Gum fruit at the beginning of the series. Um, I don't know. The story is starting to become a little more clear for Shanks, but at the same time, it's still completely murky and we have no idea. So,
I know, like, how good of a writer is that? Where he can give us all these pieces to work with, and we can't put two of them together. Like, that is just some master class giving us more and more and more, but not bringing him even an inch out of the shadows.
that's all
Oh
within
my
like the
god.
last few years that he's done that. Like with Shanks
Ugh.
specifically, it's fascinating to watch.
But yeah, I fully predict Buggy King of the Pirates, even if it's just temporary, even if it's just as a gag for a chapter. He's getting the title. There's no way Buggy doesn't become King of the Pirates. He's already made it
Mhm.
to Emperor.
Yeah, no, that's been a lot of people's popular theory that he'll,
Yeah.
fail upward into being king of the pirates, and I fully support that. um,
See, and I think Luffy's going to actually be the King of the Pirates, obviously, but doesn't get the title, but doesn't care because to him, King of the Pirates is the one who's the most free. He doesn't need the title, so Buggy gets the title, but Luffy gets to live the most free. I am perfectly fine with that ending.
yeah, uh, I don't know.
No, you want the actual title for Luffy?
Well, that's what he set out to do in the first place, so
Up,
I
up,
don't
up,
know.
up, up. He has a secret dream.
Right.
King of the Pirates is just a way to get the dream because King of the Pirates is the most free and he has to be the most free to have his dream. I think if he loses the title of King of the Pirates but gains the, spiritual title of King of the Pirates, I think
Hmm.
that's good enough for him so he can have his other dream.
I could see that. I could see the argument for it.
As far as what his other dream is, I think he wants to throw the world's biggest party. And I don't mean in a goofy sense, but that is a Luffy dream because after every arc, it's time for music and drinking and food. He's always said to his crew, I can't be the king of the pirates without you there, because he couldn't throw a party without all of his friends there, and if he loses his friends along the way, then the party's just ruined. Why was he so
Hmm.
obsessed with we need a musician? Because you can't have a party without music. Like he's going to reunite the world in the one ancient kingdom, whatever you want to call it. All the races are going to be there, all the friends he's made along the way, and they're just going to throw the biggest worldwide party of freedom. That's I can't see Luffy being after anything else.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
All right, you got any other thoughts?
Um, Not on the chapter. Do we want to briefly go over what Oda was saying about the
Ooh, yeah,
Netflix
I
show?
forgot about the Netflix show. Yes, yes.
So let me quick pull up his message real quick. So I'm not gonna be able to. Oops. No, I want the Netflix account. There it is. Okay. So there's actually been a couple of things going on with the One Piece Netflix Twitter account. But we'll start with the letter from Oda first, just because I think that's more interesting. Um, but he wrote out a letter. It was translated and posted on the Twitter of the One Piece's official Twitter account.
Uh huh.
And do you want me to just go through and read it and we can discuss after that?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is from the mouth, or I guess the handful of the man himself, Eiichiro Oda. He says, "I've been working with Tomorrow Studios and Netflix for quite some time now. Even though they understand each of the characters, we obviously come from very different cultures. So when it comes to entertainment, we have different codes, skill sets, and aims. Sometimes it could be frustrating for both sides. It felt like we're all trying to get to the same place, so how come we're not on the same wavelength? There was even a time when I thought, is a foreign production even possible? Now, this might seem like it's coming out of nowhere, but we've been hard at work this entire time. And now, each and every entity involved is working in sync. We are finally here. Considering my expected lifespan, I believe this is the last chance to bring One Piece to the entire world. If we're going to do it, I want to be able to supervise things while I'm still active. That's why I agreed to the live action adaptation of One Piece back in 2016. Since then, Netflix has committed enormous resources to the production. It was announced that the show will launch in 2023, but they've promised that we won't launch it until I'm satisfied. The entire cast and crew, spanning various countries, are burning with love for One Piece. They're burning with passion, and I've reminded everyone involved that this should be fun. We're in the final process, right now, of finishing all 8 episodes. We'll be setting sail very soon. Ichiro Oda, and he's got cute little illustrations of the East Blue Five.
I
And yeah,
gotta. I didn't know it was 8 episodes. That are they hour
no,
long? Or are they 20 minutes?
that's new information. I think the
Ah,
consensus is they'll be hour-long episodes.
but still, where
Uh,
does 8 hours get you in the story? Not far.
People think go against a Logtown. I tend to agree. I mean, I was hoping for 10 episodes because I had it all paced out in my head. I'm like, well, you could spend like 2 episodes at Variety A, 2 episodes at Arlong Park, and then one at, Logtown, and then go from there. But eight
I'm willing to
episodes
give it a
kind of throws
shot.
it
I
away.
mean, they promised it won't be released till Oda's satisfied, and he's not going to be
Right.
satisfied till it's good. So I have
Right.
hope
No.
for it. I would like to point out the beginning of that letter, where he's talking about, we all have passion for this, but we come from different backgrounds. We want the same thing, so why aren't we on the same page?
Yeah.
Just really like rang true to us and like me and you and Austin of how we definitely have different visions of how we get to where we all want to be.
Yeah.
Uh, it just
Well,
it
I
was nice to see that collabs will be frustrating at times, but
well,
you
I
can
think it goes
still hammer it out.
I think it goes a step further than that because the showrunners I think are mostly American. He's from a different culture completely. So I think there's been a lot of that clashes a lot with how they usually tell
Mm.
stories. Like we're fine with like hour-long crime procedurals. They do like 30-minute animation and sometimes some live dramas too. They have plenty of dramas over there, but it's not, they have different ways of telling a story than we do, is what I'm getting at. So
Oh yeah,
I
no,
could
it's
see their
definitely just
cutting
like
edge
the
stuff.
different cultures clashing. I
Hmm.
just like the parallel that could be drawn to us then.
Yeah, and it does my heart well. Like they've been saying 2023 for a while now. But I'm glad to see that, if Oda's not happy, then it doesn't see the light of day, or it gets pushed back, I should say. It doesn't get canceled outright. But
So
um,
also, what did Oda mean by like his expected lifespan? How old is he now? Isn't he only like 40s, 50s?
40s or 50s maybe, but I can
Yeah.
see like once he's done with One Piece, he'll be like, I just need to take a step back. I've been doing this nonstop for
I mean, that's fine.
25
He can
years now.
probably comfortably retire the rest of his life.
Yeah,
But
like
just this is his last chance to bring it to the people or to bring it to everyone. Like, you
I agree with that. I
is
think
he hinting that maybe his lifespan's not that long?
I think it's one of those things where like he doesn't. I think for it to have his seal of approval, he has to be actively involved. So
Did he write One Piece because he himself is Roger and Roger dies and he's trying to inspire the world to make their own comic book and we're about to enter the great comic book era?
you tell us, Chet. You tell us.
No, just I know I'm definitely pulling at straws there, but I don't know. Part of my mind is just like, oh my
Straw
god,
hat.
it does he nice have a terminal disease like Roger did, and he's just trying to do this thing before he dies.
I mean, part of it could be, the manga industry is very intense. Like he gets like what 4 hours of sleep a day, if that.
That's
Uh,
insane.
so
I have no idea
I
how he pulls that off
they have a
for
very strict
25
workload
years.
over there. Yeah, it's nuts. Like there's famously the author of Hunter x Hunter worked himself into like such a sorry state that he can only work on like 10 chapters of that series at a time every like 2 years.
Yeah,
So
no, I mean, I
it,
I appreciate the lengths he goes to for us, getting these chapters out weekly or every other weekly.
mhm.
But damn, I don't know how he does it. Part of me is like, Oda, take a break, just go take a nap. And part of me is
Yeah.
like, no, don't you dare miss a chapter.
Well, what was it? It was recently where he like took like a month off pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the first time he took that long of a break since the time skip.
He deserved it. That like,
Oh yeah.
take a fucking year, man. I mean, I'll be hurt, but I can just rewatch the series in that time, reread it.
Yeah.
You're
You're
working
talking to
yourself to death over this, and I love it, and it's amazing. But come on, you're still only human.
like I'm used to reading Berserk and Hunter x Hunter. Like I'm used to taking like 2 or 3 year breaks, and unfortunately for Berserk, the original author's passed now, and now he doesn't get to see the end of his vision. But that series still goes on, and even now it's still being put on hiatus, and it's like I'm used to it. Take a break. Don't work yourself to death, because that'd be the worst possible outcome.
Seriously, like I don't even care at that point if I don't get Oda's ending of One Piece. I do care that after so many decades, Oda doesn't get to see his finished product.
Hmm.
Now
Yeah,
that
that'd be a
that is
big.
my biggest concern. Like, as much as I love the story, it's the man bringing us the story that really matters.
Hmm. Right.
Yeah, all in all, I'm excited for the One Piece live action. I'm very skeptical. I'm precautious. But if it's waiting for Oda's seal of approval, then I can only expect when it gets it, it'll be worth it.
Yeah. Mm. Real quick before I'm assuming we start wrapping up. Um, the cast of the show, the main cast, posted a video on their on the Twitter of how to pronounce Luffy,
Uh huh.
and it's like 30 seconds, 40 seconds long, but it's charming. It's like these people, they know what they're doing. They know what they have.
Please tell me
If
it's just a bunch of them going like Luffy.
I mean, it's all it's got Iñaki Godoy, I think is how you say his name, and he's just like the one. He's like, you know, it's Luffy, and it goes to the rest of the cast. Are like, it's Luffy, and then yeah, I think it's Sanji's actor. He's like, wait, is it actually Luffy?
Wait, is it actually Luffy? Yeah, send me that. That sounds fun. But yeah,
It's just a cute little like short video, and they posted on Luffy's birthday, so it's like they know what they're doing.
if uh, if you enjoyed this chapter, be sure to join us next week. We'll be reading 1083 as soon as it drops, so a week from now. We'll be back this afternoon with some stream. Is it Portal? Is it For the King? Did we decide?
We have not decided yet.
Okay, so we'll be back this afternoon with some stream. We'll be playing a game, and then Monday we'll be back on with I've already forgotten the name of the game.
Ooh, Deep Rock Galactic is what we're
Deep
going
Rock
for.
Galactic. Yeah, we'll be playing Dwarves in Space, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
And then Thursday we'll be back with For the King. A little more fingering the pulse. But this has been Obscure Reference doing One Piece of Our Minds, the chapter reaction for One Piece 1082. It's been a lot of fun reading for you. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll catch you next time. Adios.